Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Drams Delivered. This month we're going to be trying a single malt from the distillery of Glencadam, which is maybe not the most well-known distillery, but we certainly think that it deserves a little more attention. So Matt, tell us a little bit about Glencadam.
Yeah, so it was founded in 1825 and it's located in Brechin. It's quite a small little distillery. It's got the football club on one side and spirits of a different kind on the other, John.
What kind of gin?
It's a cemetery on the other side. So
there's three things that are integral to Scottish life there.
What? Death?
Football, death and whiskey. At least we're good at one of them.
Oh, well, that's very true, very true. So the history of the distillery actually was sort of mothballed during both world wars. It was kind of used as a base for soldiers and has a bit of a checkered history. Predominantly, the majority of Glencadam goes into blends, mainly Ballantine's was the blend that it went into. And it was actually closed completely in 2003. But thankfully, Angus Dundee, who also owned Tom and Towel, bought over the distillery and reopened in 2003. So this expression, John, do you want to tell us a wee bit about it?
Yeah, so this is the 15-year-old from Glencadam's core range. You may have seen the 10-year-old, it's around a little bit more. But yeah, this is the 15, solely matured in ex-bourbon barrels. And we really like what Angus Dundee are doing at Glencadam. Everything is 46%, there's no colouring, there's no chill filtration, and it has a really interesting mouthfeel. It's really thick, creamy, and mouth-filling kind of whiskey.
That's getting me thirsty, John.
Is it?
Okay. Get that bottle open.
Let's have a crack here.
So far, so good. Very good. Nice.
There we go.
Thank you very much. So, fun wee fact about Glencadam and the water source, John.
What's that?
So, it comes from the Moorings stream, and it is one of, if not the longest water source to a distillery in Scotland. 8.7 miles.
That's a long way.
That is a long way away. So that is where the water comes from. But, do you know, as much as we love Glencadam and the liquid, we try and do a little bit of research on the whiskies for you guys and kind of top up our knowledge. It's probably one of the most fun parts because we've got so many whiskies in the bar, and actually looking into stuff into greater detail and normally uncover some fun stories. But to be honest, I went onto Glencadam's website, John, and I was struggling to find much. But what I do like about their marketing team is they have given me some wonderful facts.
Okay.
So
About Glencadam?
well, not about Glencadam. No, not about Glencadam. But can you remember the year that Glencadam was opened, John?
1825?
1825.
There we go,
Yes.
yeah.
Now, I have some really interesting facts that Glencadam themselves have put on their website, which I think is excellent, of other things that happened in 1825. Okay. So, we'll go through 4. Don't really know where we're going to go with this, but we'll see. So, in 1825, the first horse-drawn omnibuses were established in London. Do you know what an omnibus is, John?
Is that where they take all the episodes of a soap and they put them together on a Sunday?
Nailed it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Omnibus?
That's what it is.
EastEnders omnibus.
Yeah.
But how would a horse draw that?
No idea. The world's first public railway opened with the first passenger train pulled by steam engine. London became the largest city in the world, overtaking Beijing.
What?
And my favourite one, word for word from Glencadam's website, is that Cox's orange pippin apples were grown.
They were just grown?
They were grown.
Or
it was a
like the first ones were grown?
The first
or
ones.
they were grown in that year?
1825, the first ones were grown. Now,
Okay.
I did get into a little bit of a research hole because I was intrigued by this.
We all do sometimes.
We all do. There's lots of tabs being opened. And just like we're big fans of whiskey, John, there is a fan group for orange pippin apples. And there's an official website. And I thought, we talk about whiskey being very complex and lots of flavours. And I'd just like to read you a quote from the Orange Pippin Apples Fan Association group. And it says, almost all other apples taste one-dimensional alongside a good Cox's orange pippin.
Well.
Now I think Same applies to whiskey.
I think the same applies to whiskey.
All other whiskies taste one-dimensional compared to a Glencadam 15.
Well, I think it's about time we had a taste and we saw for ourselves.
We've taken a real turn on Rams Delivered.
Let's have a wee nose.
Lovely. So 100%, getting serious again, 100% bourbon casks.
And kind of just what you would expect from that. You've got a lovely creamy vanilla kind of top note.
I think you get like notes like fresh cut grass,
Quite
really
green.
quite green, vegetal kind of notes.
I think we should go in for a taste.
Slange.
Slanchava. Now, what I was talking about earlier, that lovely creaminess that Glencadam has, I hope you agree at home that it really is almost thick. The whiskey itself, it has a really amazing mouthfeel. And just to again reiterate what I was saying, I love Glencadam for what they're doing. There's no fancy marketing team. There's not millions of pounds being spent on trying to get your whiskey into a James Bond film. It's good, honest whiskey at a fair price. It's not coloured, it's not chill filtered, and it's not trying to be anything that it isn't.
Totally.
And in today's market, that's becoming increasingly rare. So I think that they should be applauded for that, really.
Totally.
So
People say, what do you drink? And what's something we maybe can't get on a supermarket shelves that I should try? And I think, we were having a laugh and a joke about their things on the website, but I think that's great. I mean, they're not trying to tell you that this is hand-selected by a master distiller of 95 years old and this is this, because we all know the scale of whiskey, that isn't always true, and it's a lot of kind of spraff over substance, whereas I think actually Glencadam, what's coming out, every bottle we've tried, including Tom and Tull as well, they're under the same group, has actually been really, really good. So yeah, big fans.
Yeah. If you are browsing for any new whiskey, I would highly recommend some of the other Glencadam bottles that are available. At the moment, there's a 17 portwood out there. They've just released a 15, which is matured in white port. Very unusual. There's a 14-year-old cognac finish. There's loads of interesting stuff out there, and it's all at great prices. So go out and explore what Glencadam has to offer, because I can honestly say that you will not be disappointed.
See, just before we finish, I'm getting notes of like orange pippin apples, maybe?
Cox's orange pippin.
Cox's orange pippin, I swear I am.
Wow.
I know it. So
I never thought I've never tried one.
Multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
And on that note,
There we go. On that tasting note,
Slange.
Slanchava. Cheers.